Collision course tonight over security clearance in Washington, D.C. It all centers around senior presidential advisor Jared Kushner.
House Democrats are demanding the White House hand over security clearance documents by Monday. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryant joins us with the details on the clearance controversy.
And the battle between the two houses, the White House and the House of Representatives, it's not getting any easier tonight. It was no secret that Jared Kushner was having some difficulty getting a top secret clearance. But what wasn't clear until this week, as first reported by the New York Times, is that President Trump, despite absolute denials, ordered Chief of Staff John Kelly and other White House officials to make sure that Kushner got the top secret clearance regardless of their reservations. Tonight, the White House is back on defense again after a miserable week for President Trump, defending the president's power to order top secret clearance for his son-in-law and presidential advisor Jared Kushner, even though intelligence officials raised concerns about Kushner's background check. They were concerned that Kushner was naive and was being tricked by foreign governments. In addition, Kushner was forced to update his federal disclosure forms dozens of times to add foreign contacts, including a 2016 meeting with a Russian lawyer at Trump Tower and conversations with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak.
Was the president involved in Jared Kushner's security clearance process?
We don't discuss security clearances. I'm not even going to discuss my own. But I will tell you that the president has the absolute right to do what was described.
But just 3 weeks ago, Kushner's wife, presidential daughter Ivanka Trump, told ABC News her father had no involvement in that.
The president had no involvement pertaining to my clearance or my husband's clearance.
The New York Times broke the story that last year President Trump did in fact order Chief of Staff John Kelly to make sure Kushner got a top secret clearance, despite the fact that Mr. Trump told the Times in January that he had no role whatsoever in his son-in-law's security clearance.
Yeah. Do you tell General Kelly or anyone else in the White House to go to security officials the career?
No, I don't think I have the authority to do that. I'm not sure I do, but I wouldn't do it.
And Kushner's attorney also denied that the president defied intelligence officials and demanded the highest level of security clearance for Kushner.
There's a special office that does security measures. They're all career people. There was nobody in the political process that had anything to do with it. There was nobody who pressured it. It was just done the normal, regular way.
Democrats don't deny the president has the power to order a security clearance, but they have questions.
Why did the president lie about it? Why did he say, I wouldn't do that and I never did do that, when in fact he did? Secondly, why was Kushner denied on 4 tries a security clearance?
In fact, House Oversight Committee Chairman Elijah Cummings is now demanding key documents from the White House that have anything to do with security clearances, and he wants the documents by Monday. Democratic Congressmember Raja Krishnamurthy, a member of the Oversight Committee, charges Kushner was using his influence to help his real estate business.
He has tremendous financial vulnerabilities, including 666 Fifth Avenue, which is deeply in debt. He's going around the world seeking investments into that property.
For the past week, Kushner's been traveling in the Middle East, promoting a new peace plan coming soon, and meeting with world leaders overseas like Turkey's President Erdogan.
We've been working on the peace initiative for 2 years now.
But now it's beginning to look like it may be hard to find much political peace back home.
This goes beyond partisanship. This is about national security.
Well, stay tuned, because the next round in this showdown between the White House and the House of Representatives should be coming on Monday. So far, the White House has had no response to that demand, but the odds of them actually handing over all the paperwork in the next 72 hours would appear to be pretty slim, especially with the way things are going now.